Hey everybody, welcome back to another Yazzie TCG video, and in today's video we're going to be playing Lugia VSTAR with some new additions from Twilight Masquerade. The deck is right here, you can all see it in its glory because we're using Limitless TCG, and hold on, I'm just noticing right now that my screen got moved a little bit. Bam, fixed it. What is a post edit? I don't know what that is. Starting off with Lugia V and Lugia V Star, main star of the show with Lugia's V Star Summoning Star, allowing you to put 2 colorless Pokemon that don't have a rule box from your discard pile onto your bench. This is an incredibly strong ability because it is partnered with Archeops from the very same set they came out in, with Primal Turbo allowing you to search your deck for up to 2 special energy cards and attach them to one of your Pokemon, allowing you to shuffle your deck as well. This facilitates us to use very strong attackers like the Chinchino from Temporal Forces, with a special roll attack, allowing you to do 70 for each special energy attached to this Pokemon. If you have 2, like on the turn where you can attack with this Chinchino, 2 each Archeops gives it essentially 140, so attached for turn allows you to hit 360, 340 I do believe, which is enough to knock out damn near everything in the format that does not have a jamming cape on. Also allowing us to use the newly released Legacy Energy, allowing this energy is busted. I think it's crazy. As long as this card is attached to a Pokemon, it provides every type of energy, but only one at a time. And then if the Pokemon this is attached to is knocked out by damage from an attack of your opponent's Pokemon, that player takes 1 fewer prize card. This only activates once per game because this would be utterly broken if it didn't. Imagine if Legacy Energy kept activating and you could just keep recycling Legacy Energy. The game would go on for 5 million years. Alongside Minccino, we have what I like to call the Legacy Trio. Not even like really the Legacy Trio, because you don't really want to put Legacy Energy on one of them, but we have Iron Hands here for certain matchups to get the amp you very much, because the Legacy Energy would count for the Electric Energy. I mean, what's to say? I know this card is a little... this card is a little in the middle. It is very overhyped. It is very... I remember when people saw this come out, they were like, this is going to be the end of the game. Like, this is going to just ruin the format. It did not. It's a good card in certain matchups. It just is an auto win button. Most matchups, you literally won't even place it. We have 2 new cards from Twilight Masquerade. My memory is all over the place. Wellspring Ogre Mask with its Sob attack for 1 energy. They cannot retreat. And the main attack that we use Legacy Energy for, the Torrential Pump. For 100 damage, you may shuffle 3 energy cards attached to this Pokemon back into your deck, and if you do, this attack does 120 to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. I think this card is a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Like the amount of just simple things that you could get like knockouts on. Doing 100 damage is great because it kills things like it kills mostly every basic in the game, but for stuff like Kirlia and Metang and Dracloak, it kills them and also has the potential of sniping a bench for 120. I think it's really good, and the fact that it just shuffles the energy back into your deck, because you in theory could attach an energy from your hand and get it back into the deck so that Primal Turbo has more targets. And then I mean we have Blood Moon Ursaluna. Blood Moon Ursaluna is our other 3rd attacker with its seasoned skill. Blood Moon can be used for less energy the more prize cards that your opponent takes. This at the end of the game is crazy. This is your cleanup card. This is your cleanup card. Just attacks for free. Like, no need to count how many special energies you have left in deck. It's just put the Blood Moon, put Pookie Bear, look at him as all glory. Put Pookie Bear EX in the active slot and hit him with a Blood Moon. For supporter Pokemon, I should say, we're running the 1 Lumineon V to get supporters, because all of our supporters basically just make this deck go. In a version of this deck, I was running 2 Lumineon, but simply I think 2 is bad because we're not running a way to get it off the bench, and it leaves you too vulnerable. It leaves you too vulnerable. And rounding out the Pokemon, we have our little Minccino. We are running 2 from Temporal Forces for its beat. to do 10 damage because we're that good, and one Minccino, I forget from what set this is specifically from, but we use it for its call for family attack because sometimes you'll open a hand of just 5 energy, and setting up 2 Lugias in the back is not that bad. Moving on to item cards, we're running only 3. We have Ultra Ball. Best card in this deck, Ultra Ball. It gets you to things. It lets you discard things. If you open Ultra Ball double Archeops, you have the Mandate of Heaven. Go buy a lottery ticket at that point. I don't think I have to talk more about Ultra Ball. Great Ball is an item where I in theory like this item because it's better than some of the other items to search cards. But then there's times where you'll just open, you'll use 2 Great Balls and either get not what you want, or because your main targets you're going to be searching for is Lugia VSTAR and Archeops, and sometimes you'll just see the inverse where you'll just see Cinchinos and all your other attackers and Lugia Vs, and it's yeah, I wish this was an Ultra Ball, but it's still good. There was a version of the deck where I was only running 2, and then I ran a second of our stadium here, Jamming Tower, but I decided that Jamming Tower just was, at 2 just wasn't doing enough, so I was I'm just going to make the deck a little bit more consistent, and that's why we have 3 Great Balls. And then, Capturing Aroma, flip a coin. If heads, search your deck for an evolution Pokemon, put into your hand. If it's tails, search for a basic. Again, this deck is all about just having the Mandate of Heaven. When you're in the game, you disrespect your opponent. You do not have faith in them. If you do it like that, this is the best deck in the format. If you respect your opponent, you're gonna open a hand of 3 Minchinos and fucking nothing. It's good. It's the infinite struggle of which one do you activate first when you have Capturing Aroma and Great Ball. I don't think there's a right answer. I don't think there's a right answer. I want to say I normally Capturing Aroma first, but that's just me. And that's all the items we are playing today. We have Jamming Tower for our 1 stadium, just to get rid of tools because, like I said, our attackers can mostly handle things that aren't having their HP being boosted by a Bravery Charm or a Luxurious Cape or Hero's Cape. It's also not bad when you set it going first against TM Evo decks, and I do believe Turbo Energize is another TM that's starting to get used because of certain decks in the format that are popping up as the only stadium we run. Moving on to our supporters, we have 1 Thornton. Choose a basic Pokemon in your discard pile and switch it with one of your basic Pokemon in play. This is broken. This is insane. This combined with Legacy Energy, it is so good. It lets you rotate between, I have a Wellspring Ogre Mask right now, but they have a 1 prize and I need the 2. Thornton, baby, move. Switch Iron Hands in. It has Legacy Energy. It's so good, but only as a 1 of. Also, having this means you can play a little frisky with your attackers because, this can just sub into other attackers, switching out a Minccino for a Blood Moon or Saluna, when they've taken 4 prizes, attach and Blood Moon it out. It's pretty good. Our 3 bosses orders because, Gusting is good. I feel like I don't have to explain that. Professor's Research because we want things in the discard pile and seeing as many cards is good. A new supporter we're playing in this deck, Carmine. You are allowed to use this going first. That is the only reason we run it. Because it's just discard your hand. It is 2 less of Professor's Research, but you get to use it going first. And it's just so good to be able to, Capturing Aroma, Great Ball, or Ultra Ball for Luminion, Carmine, discard, get the Archeops in there, see your Lugias and V-Stars, and just basically telling your opponent, hey, I am ready to go next turn. You better have something to stop me. You better have Iono. You better have Judge. You gotta have something. You gotta have something to stop me. Speaking of Iono, that is the Disruption hand supporter that we're playing. Each player shuffles their hand and puts it at the bottom of their deck. If either player put any card at the bottom of their deck in this way, each player draws for each of the remaining prize cards. It's good. This art is worth $80. That's all I have to say. Serena is a very interesting supporter. Choose one. You get to choose one of its 2 effects. Discard up to 3 cards from your hand. You must discard at least 1 card. If you do, draw a card until you have 5 in hand, and then it is a boss's orders for benched V Pokemon, which still has a little bit of relevancy. I mean, Charizard runs Rotom. I was going to say, not only does Charizard run Rotom, a lot of decks run Rotom, you know. And just, you never know. For the mirror, this also works. For the mirror, this is also just copy number 4 of boss's orders. And then rounding out our supporters, Jack, or Jacques. Jacques. Is it Jack? No, he has Jock, not Jack. Jacques. Search your deck for up to 2 evolution Pokemon, reveal them, put them into your hand, shuffle your deck. I mean, it searches for Lugia V-Star, Chinchino, and Archeops. It's just good. Like jockeying into fucking 2 Archeops Ultra Ball for Lugia V-Star, mandate of heaven. Go buy a lottery ticket. And rounding out this deck, the thing that makes this deck so good is the myriad of special energy that we are allowed to play in this deck. Gift Energy provides just a colorless energy, and if the Pokemon this card is attached to is knocked out by damage from an attack of your opponent's Pokemon, draw until you have 7. It's the ultimate gift. Double Turbo, providing 2 energy at a time, but with a penalty of 20 less damage, which is still fine because the things you put DTE on, which is mostly Iron Hands and Lugia V-Star, they still hit the damage numbers they need to. And even then, sometimes you don't even need to put DTE on either of them and have them swinging for 220 and 120 respectively. Or 160, because you normally do... Oh, never mind, actually. I forgot this needs the other Legacy Energy. Or it needs... Legacy Energy only counts as 1. My bad. My bad. Mist Energy is the other one we're playing. It prevents all effects of attacks used by your opponent's Pokemon done to this Pokemon that it's attached to. It's really good. It gets around Roaring Moon. It gets around Dragapult on the bench specifically. Just Mist Energy. I hope see it being used a lot more in the future. V-Guard Energy. You take 30 less damage from your opponent's V. You really just run this as a one-of just in case you run into like a mirror match or like Dialga. Is what I think, like, relevant V cards that are still... I guess Entei V, like Entei Raikou V, if they're still being played. And I guess if you're, you know... If your locals has a Miraidon player, bam, their Raichu V does 30 less damage. Can't be stacked, though, because, I mean, you're a little cracked. And rounding out our energies is Jet Energy. When you attach it to a bench Pokemon, it just moves to the active. This is, like, the best energy in the deck. Because pivoting around a Pokemon that has such retreat, that have such high retreat costs like Lugia, Iron Hands, Blood Moon, and sometimes, I mean, you just get gusted. You have no energy in hand, and, you know, Jet Energy is a way to get it back on. It's like I was saying earlier, this deck feels really good if you open good. Like, you open good, or if you, like, open at least, like, okay. But there are games where, you know, I'll just be sitting there with a, like, Minccino in the active and have a hand of, like, Thornton, Boss, and, like, just, like, 5 energy. Like, no way of progressing the game. And I'm just like, cool, attach Gift Energy, beat. Like, attach, beat, hope I draw a Minccino or Cincino or something and just start rolling. With that being said, that was the deck profile. Let's get into the game. All right, and I'm trying a new style here, guys, of doing post commentary. Mostly because I'm trying to evolve and experiment with my content here. But we have our first game here with Lugia V-Star against Bird Control, which is a deck that I'm sort of interested. I think it's funny. Some of the cards that they run just for specific matchups, like the Great Tusk for this deck. Actually, we do have to mulligan 3 times, but that you just play Lugia. That'll happen. Like this deck, I think, as I mentioned, the deck profile, it's either the best deck in the game or it'll do jack shit. This hand, it wasn't too bad. We were able to get an Archeops in the grave. We have the Lugia plus Lugia V-Star. They start Mantine, which, I mean, isn't really a bad thing. It's not really a bad thing, but, you know, they use, you know, Misfortune Sister. It's really funny because all the disruption in that they have, or at least that they drew into, literally did nothing against her deck. Like, the Misfortune Sister took out Capturing Aroma. I use Artisan here to put another Minccino on the bench for, like, I literally think no reason. I'm just like, yeah, deck thinning. And literally, like, I promise you, like, 7 turns of this game was this Minccino beating. Like, he was gooning. straight gooning. Like, the flute doesn't get anything because we barely run basics in this deck. Erica's invitation to look at my hand of no basics, like LMAO. Like, you just don't do anything. We draw boss, and it's like, again, we can't do check shit, so we just beat again. Yeah, this is a really weird part where I'm like, they do Chi-Yu, knowing that I'm like Lugia, and I'm like, I mean, like, targeted mills is something, but just like random mills trying to get like just trying to deck me out is like crazy, because I haven't used my summoning surround. You're not trying to kill the Lugia. Like if anything here, I don't think they had boss or anything. But as you see there, they get the other Archeops in the discard pile for me, so we summon Star, put 2 of them on, and this is where we get some really funny with Thornton and Legacy energy. Thornton here put the Luminion Primal Turbo it up with a Legacy to cover the water and literally a whatever energy. And then we literally, not only do we get to recycle all these energies, we get to kill the Chi-Yu, stopping the deck out, and we get to draw 2 cards here, and we get Capturing Roma Serena. So sorry if this is all kind of all over the place. I'm kind of new to doing like post commentary, so bear with me. We'll get better. They move up the Snorlax with the Hero's Cape, but we have Jamming Tower in hand. This is actually where I make a little bit of a misplay right here. After we search this, I do believe I grab Ursa Luna. It has been like a couple days since I've recorded these games, which is why I'm interested in getting better at these games, because sometimes I don't always have the, environment or time to like record and do this. This is where I make a really funny misplay and Serena'd for nothing. I just Serena'd cards out of my hand because, I don't know, I didn't want those cards in hand. I miscounted, and I thought that was really funny. Again, it's more of the same. Like, they Arven here for, another accompanying flute for some reason. A Seal Stone that I don't think they use. They don't use it, which is crazy, because, I mean, they've seen my hand. They know I have the boss. I haven't discarded any. They haven't, I haven't seen Aerie or Iono this game. I don't know if that deck runs it a lot, but, we just go into Ursa Luna. I think I don't know why I put, the first one was, DTE in that one, and then I put, I don't know why we put DTE, but for some reason I put Legacy Energy on it. That's probably a misplay. I'm like, don't try to put Legacy Energy on your Blood Moons. We kill this here. It's a thing of, we both kind of did nothing, but, my deck, I think maybe he isn't running the Great Tusks, specifically for this. But I mean, that's why I think he's having such a hard time. The counter catcher there is a misplay on my opponent's part. Low key, he puts Temple of Sinnoh up a little too late for it to matter. I think actually just genuinely a little too late for it to matter. He just kind of just keep going around, making sure his Snorlax won't die. Him counter catching something out of the active is the really crazy part, because we can still kill even with a DTE. And it's an energy cost of 4, so, the Snorlax dies. We discard the stadium because, I mean, yeah, Lugia can do that. Lugia can do that. And here, again, we have the Jamming Tower. They support her. They do Erica's invitation, but, we have the Jet energy. We have the boss, because I do believe they do set, actually, no, I thought wrong. I thought they did set another basic here. But it's just, Jet energy up any of our attackers, Jamming Tower, to get rid of the Cape's effects, and that is a visual bug. That's what I was checking. And that was game 1. And for this game here, we have a match against Qian Pao. And this is a really funny match, in which I will say, don't just be so quick as to give up when things aren't going as well as you think they could be. This game is a perfect descriptor. We start with a pretty, honestly, this is a better hand than most, so it gives us some options to do. Great Ball, get us something. Ultra Ball, search for at least one Archeops, put it in there. Normal things, gift energy on the basic is important. Granted, if they found some way to attack here for 60, we would have just lost, but we don't talk about that. They have, they're doing Qian Pao backs Pidgey, even though I don't think they ever Pidgey out here. I don't think they ever get to the Pidgeot in this game. Retreat, Sivary, Chill, it's all that shit. Our turn, we draw the Mist, not really much we can do, so, You know, I think in this game I call for family 2 Lugias, and I think that's in my mind better than going for like special role, like kill a Frigibax. If he only had 1 Frigibax, I would have. So I would have set him back long enough. But setting up the double Lugia here is like just super important. At least I've been finding myself in certain decks just setting up 2 Lugias in case they kill the one. They kill me. That gift energy gives us 2 Great Balls. Not really what we're looking for. We needed just something to discard the. We needed something to discard the. Really, just needed something to discard the stupid Archeops. God, which is crazy because I think I know I evolved the bench one, and then I think we just attach for turn here. No, actually, I ended up going for just the 1/1, the 1/1, because I think this might. That's not enough to kill, though, sadly. Not enough to kill the main Chien-Pao, but I killed the Baxcalibur, like basically saying, hey, have another one. They Candace me, by the way. But fun fact, this is not the last time you'll see that card. They Candace here, get what I believe a Palkia and a couple water energies. Shivery Chill, you know, just attach, because that's all he needs, by the way. He doesn't even actually need all energies, but you know, we keep drawing energy as a normal thing with Lugia in this game. I think we just straight up move up the Lugia. There's another misplay on my part. This game was full of misplays, by the way. I should have attached for turn and energy right there just in case I didn't draw one to retreat this Archeops. You know, we do that. Like literally, there's just something so wrong with this fucking. There's just something so wrong. I promise you, I have no clue. I have no goddamn idea why I'm doing any for this turn. Like this turn, my brain was off. Like my brain was off. They master ball. Like this Chien-Pao deck was so weird. Like I don't know if this is just like the basic standard one, even though they don't give you math. They don't give you an A spec with these, like with the newer ones. But like some of the cards like Candace, fucking all this shit, like oh my lord. I do believe he does 5 times 6 is indeed 30, so this just kills us. Dumps all the energy. Again, we just move up here. Drawing Jack, which does us nothing. We Primal Turbo up so that Lugia can't attack without a DTE, so we can just kill. And this time we get to use Serena without minusing. Isn't that fun? We're capturing our own heads here for nothing because we really need a tail there. And I'll kill this Chien-Pao. We do not get rid of the stadium though because you know they're running de-evolution, and I get de-evolution. I guess could fuck us up, so I keep it, and I'll never know. You never know. They Luminion, Irida, you know, regular Chien-Pao things like you know Chien-Pao. Even like the worst Chien-Pao deck is still a Chien-Pao. So if he can fuck you up, he will fuck you up. I think he's super cold here. He's scored 6. He gets rid of my... Actually, no. I know now why I remembered why I put the Legacy. Because he had 2 prize cards. So this... Keeping him off the ones. Keeping him off the ones. I do believe we go all out. We move up the Archeops. I was thinking of a play I could have done. But there's nothing that in here that gets me to the 3 prizes. So I think I just end up grabbing... Research. I think I just end up like I'm looking at this hand and like this hand does nothing. I think I'm trying to dig here for a way for Ursaluna because Ursaluna can kill this. Ursaluna can kill this and you know just none of these cards gets us to it. I attach so I do have a retreat. We do get Ultra Ball plus Capturing Aroma but we hit the tails off the Capturing Aroma. So I debate putting down the Minccino but I'm like we're dead here anyway so it doesn't really matter. Start feeding up the Minccino because of my game. I'm like, you never know. It could matter, I guess. He moves this up. He moved this up. He hadn't Star Portaled. But there's no way that this Palkia can kill us. He needs, like, straight Chien-Pao. Because Palkia maxes out at 260 with our benches being filled. I see the boss, and I'm like, oh, no. This is the end. But no, they do not have the water energy to do it with. And, you know, with a boss and a simple retreat... We do win the game here. And for our third game, I'm going to keep it with y'all. It was a mirror match. My opponent's cock was fatter than mine. Like, literally, I have nothing else to say for this game. Like, you know, we literally Ditto Star. He just goes first. Ultra Balls. Bro, this man opened a hand of double Ultra Ball. Shit, I'm coughing. Double Ultra Ball, Lugia, all this shit, man. Like, the only thing that would have been better was for this man to set up another Lugia. Then he would have been perfect. We open this hand. We get Serena. We're ditching these three boys, trying to search for another Archeops. We do actually find it, but just with nothing to discard it. It's kind of the problem. I choose to go here to set up another Lugia and a Minccino, just so we're not, like, blown out of the water, because they just get it. By the way, they ended the turn with one card in hand, and it was fucking Professor Research, man. Not to mention, they drew an energy, so they had the retreat as well. Like, bro, if you're out here Dynamic Horse, is that what you call your cock? Like, you gotta tell me. Like, please, I hope he ever watches the video. This man is the Dynamic Horse. Like, not to mention, sets up the Iron Hands with the Legacy energy as well. Like, none of this shit's prized. I don't know if you've noticed, if you saw my quick little deck check, my Iron Hands is prized. It's like, nah, this man has enemy number 1, enemy number 2 in the fucking back. I didn't see that fucking Minccino over there. He has public enemy number fucking 2 down there. And we're just like, man. Can the Ultra Ball, like, literally, I got nothing. You know, we do the thing, Primal Turbo, bring all these shits up here, you know. We can kill the Iron Hands, but at this point, my opponent just has gathered up too much momentum for me to, like, try to whip it back. Like, like, by the way, this also pissed me off as I'm checking this. Every time I Iono this man had gift energy on deck. Like, truly, sometimes your opponent having the mandate of heaven is just infuriating, dog. Is this what motherfuckers in JJK feel like when they see Gojo pull up and it's like, ah, shit, man. Hey, yo, dude, bro, my technique lets me, I don't know, stretch my fingers, man. You got a black hole on your shit, man. Yeah. Anyway, just enjoy the rest of me getting my ass whipped. Actually, no, fuck that. Before I say that, by the way, later on in this game, I try to hit him with the 1E and a 2E. With the Wellspring Ogre Pond mask that you see down here. This man, again, mandate of heaven. Now he has the 2 motherfucking evolutions. Like, actively has the fucking... Anyway, for real now. We'll catch ourselves in the post game.